The Padres stayed hot last night as Matt Kemp provided the offense with a home run that led San Diego to a Game 1 win over the Giants. Tonight it's up to Chris Heston to be the stopper. The rookie's poise has been impressive, and he's been one of the Giants' best starters all season long. It's another NL West showdown, and it's coming up next. Beautiful night for baseball here in Southern California as we come to you from Petco Park, Game 2 of this 3-game series, Giants and Padres. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants struggled last night, losing 4-2. They've lost 4 straight games now here in San Diego. And, Mike, they need a good start from Chris Heston, and he's very capable of doing that.
Well, he really has. I mean, his last 7 starts, his ERA has been in the 2s. He's 4-1 in that time, and he's come up with a very good changeup, which has been something that he didn't have even at the early part of the season. His opponent tonight is going to be Adrisamar Despaigne, who is a guy that has had severe ownage on the Giants in 29 career innings against the Giants. He's given up 3 runs. How good is he? Well, he's slapped an 0 for 12 on Buster Posey. Watch out for Gregor Blanco. He's the guy who's had the best success against Despaigne. He's hitting 300, and he's even got a home run against the guy. So, hey, there's your scout report.
And, by the way, Buster Posey getting a rest tonight. It'll be Hector Sanchez behind home plate. So, good matchup. Heston, Despaigne, Game 2 of this 3-game series. It should be fun. Stay tuned. We'll head to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update right after this.
is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get the new Steak and Egg Breakfast Burrito at Jack in the Box. It's not your basic breakfast burrito. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Back here at Petco Park as we get ready for Giants baseball, Heston Despaigne. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Good time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open every day. 76 degrees here at the yard. Winds are calm, humidity at 76%, and it is overcast. Let's take a look at Bruce Bochy's lineup. No Buster Posey. It'll be Pagan, Panik, who's red hot, followed by Duffy, Pence, and then Belt. Crawford will hit in the 6th slot, then Blanco, Sanchez, and Heston.
On the hill tonight for the Padres will be the right-hander Odrisamer Despaigne. Despaigne, 29 years old. He's got just about a year's time at the big league level. 6 feet tall, 200-pounder. Out of Havana, Cuba. And when you take your at-bats against this guy, he is going to throw the kitchen sink. He has got a fastball that can go anywhere from 88 to 95. He's got that type of reach-back velocity, but he'll cruise low 90s. Give you 2 different types of movement with 2-seam, 4-seam action. He'll give you 3 different arm angles. He's got a curveball, a slider, and a changeup. And he is not afraid to throw anything at any time. And forget those numbers right there. 3 and 6 with a ERA that is high against the Giants. Lifetime 2-0 with an 0.91 ERA. He's given up 3 earned runs at 29 2/3. He has absolutely handcuffed San Francisco. Let's take a look at the San Diego Padres defense, starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Venable, Upton, and Kemp. Great arms across the board. Emerista and Solarte on the left side of the infield. Jerko and Alonso on the right side. Derek Norris, he'll be in the squad, put down the signs.
So the Giants trying to bounce back after taking one on the chin last night.
And these are the numbers when you compare what he's done to the Giants and the rest of the league. Rest of the league's hit ERA is 4.56 against the Giants 0.91. He's averaging just a little over a half a runner an inning. The rest of the league still 1.16. That's good for WHIP and opponent's batting average 270 against the Giants. However, hitting $133. So he has had the magic over the Giants.
Here's Pagan. And Pagan takes a called strike. So we get underway at 7-11. Pagan fouls it out of play. Went 1 for 4 last night. Panik to follow, and then Matt Duffy. Giants are 3-1 on this road trip. And this is foul. Doing the honors behind the dish tonight is Chad Fairchild, and it's Holbrook, Gibson, and Clint Fagan from first to third.
Well, Fairchild's zone is kind of rule bookish, meaning that you'll see knee-high strikes, you'll see belt strikes, and you have some inconsistencies on the corners. It's not an easy zone to pitch to.
Outside. Pagan's 1 for 7 lifetime against Despaigne. And on this road trip, he's 4 for 18.
Just threw a big balloon curveball. And that's what Despaigne does as good as anybody, is take speed off every pitch. Say he throws a curveball, well, that doesn't tell you. And he throws at 3 different angles and 5 different speeds.
And there's a leadoff single for Angel Pagan. So you're saying he's got about 10 to 15 different pitches?
Yeah. Maybe more.
So here's Panik. Panik had a couple of hits last night. He went 2 for 4. He's had a good road trip. He's had 8 hits and 16 at bats in the 4 games on this road trip. 3 in Arizona and the 1 yesterday here. And a strike. With Matt Duffy to follow. Giants trying to draw blood here in the first inning. Oh, and 2. There's Chris Heston, who will take the hill in the bottom of this inning. Out of play. Pagan looked like he had thoughts, but he did not go, so it remains no balls and 2 strikes. The Giants have won 6 of 7. There's a young lady that dressed for the occasion.
That is not the first time she's had that hat on. In fact, I bet she's wore that about the last 30 days.
I think you're right. She got rewarded for wearing that hat. Pagan leaning. He does not go, and that's outside. 1 and 2. Giants are 24 and 22 on the road. They're close to 500 in almost every department. 25 and 23 against the West. And they know that they got to put the big push on as the schedule gets rougher as you get closer to August. Big curveball hit on the ground. Jerko's got 1 and 2. That's a terrific play here in the first inning.
Everything about that was the big leagues. The way that Panik waited for the breaking ball, the way that he hit it, and then the one-hop bullet that Jerko spears throws a strike to Amarista. And then Amarista with the strong arm. And I think they are going to say that they got him.
Well, in my mind, I think it's too close to use the replay here in the first inning, but it was really close.
Great play. Jerko has picked a nice second base in this series.
So here's Duffy. Duffy at 298. Fouls that first pitch off down the right field line. Duffy had a hit last night. He went 1 for 4. Right now trying to get on for Hunter Pence. Curveball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Dodgers and Atlanta Braves are playing in Atlanta. And Atlanta's hanging on to a 4-3 lead. The game is in the 8th inning.
.67 mile an hour little balloon curveball. This is the tail end of that play. You can see just how close it was, but if you roll the dice and have a challenge here, there's no guarantee it's going to go your way.
To Jerko, and this is going to end the inning. So with the help of the double play, Despaigne retires the Giants. Padres coming up. Solarte, who had 3 hits last night, he will lead things off. Amarista and then Kemp. Kemp's had a good month. He also hit a home run last night. Then it's Jerko, Alonso, and Norris. Max and Molly's Kittle hit 7th, and it's Upton, followed by Despaigne.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the 27-year-old rookie right-hander Chris Heston, making start number 19. He's 9-5 on the year with a 3.39 ERA. If you compare him to other National League rookie pitchers, he leads the National League in strikeouts, innings pitched, and ranks 5th in ERA. You take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a low 90s sinker. He will cut the ball. He's got a curveball, a little bit of a slider, and a changeup.
So Solarte to lead things off, and he'll look at a strike. He's never faced Heston before. He did have 3 hits last night. You see his numbers. He's a super utility guy. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I say that a lot tonight.
And that one's not close. 2-1. The Padres are trying to extend their winning streak. They've won 5 straight. Wrapped out to Pence, and Pence is going to make the catch.
Let's take a look at the Giants defense playing behind Heston tonight, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Blanco, Pagan, and Pence, best arm in right field. Crawford, Duffy on the left side. Panik and Bell will be on the right side. Buster Posey getting a night off, and it'll be Hector Sanchez who will be in the squad putting down the signs.
So here's Amarista. Amarista takes a call strike. Amarista hitting at 210. He went 1 for 2 last night. 4 for 8 lifetime against Heston. It really doesn't matter what Amarista is hitting because he hits the Giants. He has just been a tough out for the Giants ever since he arrived. Very high on the 0-2 pitch.
Really got underneath that. You can see where Hector Sanchez was sitting up there, going to try and go front door sink and try and nibble that inside corner. Heston likes to throw that to lefties with the movement he has in his fastball. They'll give up on it. 2 times he's tried that pitch. Still looking to lock in with that release point.
On the ground. Going to be a tough play for Duffy. He slings it to Belt and makes a nice throw. That is a tough play, folks, and Duffy just pulled it off.
He knew he didn't have a lot of time. Amarista got out of the box, hardly had any backswing at all. And he knew he didn't have time to set his feet, was going to have to be on the run, but that's a long throw from a sling. And he nails it right to the glove of Belt. That's our forward right choice. One more look at defensive perfection. And Amarista can grab some pine. Our forward right choice.
Here's Kemp. Kemp takes a strike. He hit a long home run last night in the first inning. He hit it to a part of this park where you just don't see a lot of home runs hit by right-handed hitters. And it was right into right center field. He had 2 hits and 6 at-bats in his career against Heston. Another good crowd here at Petco Park, and a lot of Giants fans here tonight. Swing and a miss. So that's a good first curveball from Heston.
Kemp's been hot. 8-game hitting streak, and in his streak, he's 14 for 31 with 4 homers and 4 doubles. Hitting 450.
Full count. Heston pumping up at 92.
452 to be exact.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. For the Giants, it'll be Pence, Belt, and Crawford. It's 0-0.
Looking for another ball.
Is brought to you by Bay Area Mini.
Well, the A's are coming to San Francisco for a weekend series at AT&T Park. Saturday the 25th of July, the first 35,000 fans will receive a 100-pence gnome, courtesy of Blue Shield of California. And Sunday the 26th, it's Country Day. First 20,000 fans get a Giants cowboy hat presented by the Saddle Rack. sfgiants.com/tickets.
So here's Pence. Hunter Pence hitting at 287 and a quick 0-2. You figure it out. 2 for 8 lifetime against Espana. Hit foul. McDonald's True Stories, Giants with and without Hunter Pence this season. With Hunter Pence, runs per game over 5, without over 3. Average 299, without 260. Yeah, pretty clear what he means to this team. In the dirt, it's 1 and 2. Belt on deck. Just outside, 2 and 2.
Very close to where strike 2 was called earlier in the count.
Pence, high drive, left center field. It is out of here. And the Giants lead 1-0. Second home run of the road trip for Hunter Pence.
Well, and he does it in impressive fashion in a 2-strike count. Despaigne throws a little curveball at him, and he was not fooled. And take a look how this just drops right in, middle in, just above the knees, and he gets every bit of it.
So here's Belt, who takes a strike.
Despaigne knew it as soon as it left the bat. Why wouldn't you? That was a bomb.
Yeah, it did.
Belt last night 1 for 3. Has not had a good road trip. Belt is 3 for 17 on the trip.
It's kind of right in between a faux hawk and a mullet.
It's a Hunter Pence is what it is.
Yeah.
They made that Hunter Pence on the fence doll.
Yep.
And then I think Hunter wanted a haircut to look like that. So they actually made the doll first, and then he. Little jam shot into center field, and this is gonna fall. Brandon Belt with the magic Wandu, and he's at first with nobody out.
Let's take a look at Hunter Pence one more time and just how far this thing goes over the wall in left center. Oh, that is, what did they say, 457?
34.
434? It just felt like 457.
Well, I thought it was at least 460.
Yeah. So he took the doll into the barber and says, give me one of these.
Yeah, here, take a look at this. Maybe a salon, who knows? And that's what they came up with. It looks great on him. It does. He can pull it off.
Absolutely.
Crawford on the ground, and it's in the right field. And Belt is going to challenge Kemp. Here's the throw, and he's going to make it. So Brandon Belt decided, what the heck? I'm going to give it a shot. And that's old-fashioned National League baseball right there.
It is. First and third, ground ball through the right side. And you're taking on a guy who's got 8 assists this year, and he's one of the best assist guys, has always been since he's come into the big leagues. I think maybe Kemp was a bit surprised. It looked like there was almost a little hesitation right there. Then, whoop, here he goes.
The flippers are moving. So here's Blanco. Blanco hit a home run in the game last night. Here he takes wide, 1-0. So the Braves, for the second night in a row, beat the Dodgers.
On you Braves. What a babe.
Belt at third. Crawford at first. And a strike. And if you're Blanco, that's the type of pitch that you can drive in that hole past Alonso, who's holding on Crawford.
Well, I don't know too many first basemen that appreciate it. The guy throws a lot of slow stuff to left-handed hitters when you're holding a runner on. But Despaigne, I mean, I don't think he cares.
He does not. Hit on the ground, it could be a pair. It will be a pair. Coming in to score is Belt, and it's 2-0. So here's Hector Sanchez.
I think you should get an RBI for that. I know you hit into a double play. It's 2 outs, but you got the run in.
Yeah, I agree. I don't strongly agree with you, but I agree. This is hit on the ground to Alonso, and that's going to end the inning. So the Giants on the board twice, a home run, and then Belt scores on the double play. But it's all about Hunter Pence, his 5th of the year. It's bye-bye baby, and it's 2-0 Giants.
Chris Heston taking on the Padres, and he was a winner that day. 7 strong innings, 5 hits allowed, a couple earned runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and he did all that at 96 pitches. And that is our AT&T U-verse rewind.
Here's Jerko. And Jerko takes a strike. He's 2 for 4 lifetime against Heston. Fouls this one. That ran in on the hands of Jerko.
Saw the numbers of the 2 starts that Heston has had against the Padres. The first one back in the early part of the year, we gave up 11 hits in 5 innings. He did not have a changeup that he was very confident in back then. Different pitcher now.
Outside. 1-2.
Didn't have a 90-mile-an-hour cutter either. Like that last one.
So you're telling me that since he's been in the big leagues, he's added a couple of pitches.
He has. But that's what happens up here. I mean, you show up with 2 or 3 pitches, 2 to 3 different types of movement. You're going to learn another 2 or 3.
Yeah, I mean, you could learn it from anybody, right?
Yeah. He's got a great teacher in Dave Righetti. He's got Mark Gardner, who's exceptional. And then he's got guys who have styles like his. Tim Hudson, Jake Peavy.
Breaking ball. Yeah, you imagine a sinker baller coming to this team. Not a young sinker baller, but young in terms of being in the big leagues. You got that guy, as you mentioned, you got Hudson.
This is how he uses his pitches. 60% of the time you're going to see a fastball, but sliders, curveballs, and now the changeup percentage is starting to climb. Every week he's throwing more and more, especially the lefties. And his off-speed stuff, I mean, really nobody's hitting it. They're so aware or conscious of that sinker getting in the box against them. But really, if you're a young pitcher coming into that Giants clubhouse with the amount of innings that are in there, and not just the guys who have styles like yours, Peavy and Hudson, but you're talking about Matt Cain, Tim Lincecum, and Santiago Garcia, and Javier Lopez, and Jeremy Affeldt. These are guys that have been around and they know how to read hitters, and that's what you learn to do.
A bit high, 2 balls and a strike.
And that's what it's all about, learning how to read swing types and learning how to apply movement to swing types. Learning how to pitch into a defense.
Well, plus, look, you got bigger ballparks. Not all the time, but your home park is.
Better fielders.
You got a Cook.
Yeah.
The Cook in AAA's, trust me, they're not very good.
For the most part.
I don't even know, do they have Cooks these days?
Oh, yeah. Clubbies now, I mean, it's improved across the board. Minor league ballparks are nice now.
Well, I'm talking about the Cooks. I'm not talking about the facilities. And a 4-3 putout.
But I think because of the facilities, the guys that work the facilities are better trained to deal with the tradition that it was always at the big leagues about clubbies and post-game spreads. Now it's definitely gone into the minor leagues, no question.
Here's Norris. Norris 0 for 3 last night. Takes a strike. Heston trying to pick up his 10th win. 10. Good pitch. 1-2. It's nice, easy motion.
That's the thing you're always concerned about with sinker ballers. I mean, a lot of guys do break down because they overthrow it. He doesn't. He's had that same poise since his first start in Arizona back in April.
Well, everybody thought it was a strike, and I think even Chad Fairchild thought it was a strike.
You're going to see that face a lot tonight. And that's a strike.
Wow.
Just real tight, inconsistent corners with Fairchild strike zone, so you just have to deal with it.
Well, Norris get a second chance, and he got jammed, and that's going to end the inning. It'll be Heston to lead things off.
To you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company. The Solar Company. Switch to solar and save.
Giants with a 2-0 lead as Heston's going to lead things off. Heston, Pagan, Panik. Heston's a pretty good hitter. He's got 9 hits on the season. And here he's behind in the count, 0-2. Foul. The extendo swing from Heston.
Got it covered, 2 strikes. You never know. You look at Despaigne as a necklace that is outside his uniform, and it makes me think of Frank Robinson, our former skipper back in the early 80s. And if an opposing pitcher had anything hanging out of his jersey, he would go to the umpire. He'd say, make him take it off. It would be a big issue. And I'm talking about a small one. And that is a chunk of jewelry right there.
And this is lined at Amarista.
Could have bet. Well, Friday, July 24th is Wine Fest presented by Loca, the wines of Lodi, California. The Wine Fest package will include a ticket to the game, Giants taking on the A's, admission to a pregame Wine Fest, a complimentary wine tasting card, and a Giants wine charm. Reminder, to take part in the Wine Fest, you need to purchase the Wine Fest special event tickets. So you need tickets, go to smgiants.com / special events.
Here's Pagan, who opened up the game with a base hit. Pagan's 5th hit of the road trip. Bluffs a bunt. We don't see Pagan bunt very often. And maybe he wasn't even thinking about bunting, but if you show it, as far as the opposition, all you got to do is show it. They're going to play in if you show it.
I think it really is a good tip for any hitter. You're going to go up there and take your bat, and you're going to take a pitch. Show bunt. Force that third baseman, for the most part, to come in, shorten his range, give a better chance of getting a hit to your pull side if you're a right-hander.
Sharply on the ground, work for Jerko. 2 outs. And here's Panik. Panik hit a ball to the left of Jerko, who made a very nice play and turned it into a double play. So Duffy on deck. Should Panik extend the inning? And it's low.
You know, you watch the Spagnuolo pitch, and with all the different changes of speed, the different arm angles, how much of that is he just winging it, making it up as he's going?
Absolutely. Foul back. I mean, he's loose as can be. We watched Bartolo Colon be about as loose as anybody we've seen out there when the Mets were in town.
I mean, this guy goes everywhere from a high 3/4 to a sidearm with his delivery. That's a big spectrum of arm angle.
Livan Hernandez was very loose out on the mound.
Oh, yeah.
On the ground, this one sharply to Amorisco. So Panik's hit the ball hard a couple of times, and he's got nothing to show for it. Will Venable will lead things off.
Mendocino Redwood, available exclusively at the Home Depot.
Here at Petco Park, it's a 2-0 lead for the Giants as Will Venable will lead things off. There's a couple of Giants fans, a lot of Giants fans here tonight, as you would expect. Venable 0 for 4 last night, 1 for 5 lifetime against Heston. So they're going to say William went around.
Fagan with a quick trigger finger. Did he go? Yeah.
Could have. Got him.
Good use of that breaking ball to stand below the flat swing of Venable on the inside corner. This is the example I'm talking about reading swing types. Venable, flat swing. It's a middle away guy. You throw him breaking balls down and in. I mean, he'll get after it. And it's not an easy pitch for him to get because of his swing type. Good pitch.
Here's Upton. And a strike call to Melvin Upton. Hitting at 206. Had a hit last night in 4 at bats. Taps this one on one hop to Duffy. Starting to look a lot more natural at third.
Well, I agree. I think he adjusted his speed a while back. And now it's just a matter of learning the plays in front of him that are not hit sharply. And the other thing too is, he's learning you don't have to hurry it a lot of times at third base like you do at shortstop or second base.
Espana is 2 for 21. That's a problem right there. 0 and 2.
They're smiling right now.
3 pitches. See you later. 4 strikeouts. 9 up, 9 down for Heston. For the Giants, Duffy, Pence, and Belt, maybe more. 2-0. He says, well, we do have to pitch deeper in games for sure. I feel it's our responsibility as starters to take some heat off of those guys, meaning those guys in the bullpen. So here's Duffy to lead things off. Duffy bounced out to second. He's 0 for 1. And here he takes high. Duffy fouls it out of play.
Just missed that one.
Duffy now 7 for 20 on this road trip. Foul back. Pretty quick bat. 1-2. Pence to follow. Espanier with pitch number 45, and this is hit on the ground fair down the left field line, and it rolls down into the corner where Venable will pick it up, and it'll be a leadoff double for Duffy. That's that pitch inside that you don't think that he's kind of a long arm guy that he can get to it, but he can get to it.
That's a hanger. It gets to it and stays inside it. A lot of guys will hook this foul, but he stays inside it and manages to keep it fair. And once it's down the line, an easy two-bagger for him. And another nice two-strike at bat from the Giants.
So here's Hunter Pence. Pence homered in the second. And he takes outside a fastball, 1-0. Giants 2, Padres nothing here in the fourth inning.
So the outfield set. They're playing him to right center field gap with Upton, the center fielder, about 8 steps over towards that right center field gap.
Hit on the ground. That's a fair ball, and Solarte not a problem. So here's Belt. Belt had a little bloop single in the second. He eventually scored. So Belt trying to knock in Duffy. Belt with 36 runs batted in. And he chases that and he fouls it to the backstop.
First pitch changeup, kind of away from the intended target, but hey, you got a strike with it.
Crawford on deck. And tight. And now Despaigne will step off the slab. He's been tough on the Giants. Big hole on the left side of the infield, and now timeout is called, and Despaigne really can't get too ticked off. He's the one that took so much time.
Well, if you come set and hold a guy for a long time, I mean, a hitter is not going to allow you to freeze him. Pat Murphy, skipper of the Padres, sure not too happy that timeout was called. It does jar you, though, if you're a pitcher and you start to go and you have to stop as soon as you start. I mean, it doesn't feel good. It does upset your rhythm.
I mean, you can throw it, right? You can throw it in the seats.
You call timeout, you can throw it at the guy.
That's such an old school thing to do.
Yeah, it's not the thing to do, and I'm not suggesting that kids out there do it, but I mean, there was a time in this game that you were taught to do that. But you think you play against the same guys up here for 10, 15 years. If you have a long career, it's not the kind of reputation you want to get up here doing stuff like that.
So Belt now is going to have to see a 3-2 pitch. He thought that pitch was a ball. a walk. So Crawford's going to hit. No 3-2 fastball.
Nor should you ever expect one with Espana.
So that's the first walk that he has issued. Crawford bounces single into right field.
Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, is going to come out and talk it over. Well, the Giants have definitely set the table for Brandon Crawford, who is number 2 in the RBI category of the Giants club, 55. So set the table for a guy who's confident in an RBI situation, a good thing.
So Crawford will step up.
Yeah, I was kind of curious as to why they brought all the infielders into the mound with the visit for Balsley. It's not a bunt situation. It's not a situation where you're going to nibble with that runner or that open bag at third. I mean, with one out, you have to attack a guy here. You don't want to walk him.
Well, maybe Balsley's entertaining. We get a few of those.
Norm Sherry.
Herm Spread. What could Herm possibly say here that's going to make any sense? And then when he would come out, we would realize that he didn't make any sense.
If I can't help you, I won't hurt you.
Out of play. So Espana with a quick 0-2 to Crawford.
I never really understood that. But hey, she got a souvenir.
Goodness.
I thought for a second there he was going to get on his knees and propose. Oh, maybe he already did that.
You know what? That would be the second best thing that happened to her tonight. Breaking ball. Crawford hits a high drive to right. Kemp back. It is out of here. And he did it on a breaking ball. And that's the hit the Giants have been looking for in San Diego for quite a while. Home run number 13 on the season.
And again, it was the curveball that deceived Espana.
That 0-2 pitch?
Yes, it was. Let's take a look at it. 0-2 hanging. And he bangs it right on out of here. No doubt about it. Just an easy swing. Gives you an idea of the hand strength he has.
Blanco takes a strike. Well, he had such a great game defensively yesterday. This is hit sharply up the middle. But Amaris has got it. Two outs. And here's Sanchez.
When you think about it, Espana coming into this game in 29 2/3 innings had given up 3 runs total to the Giants. And tonight they got a 5 spot on the board with 1 swing of the bat. Brandon Crawford equaled that number.
Sanchez takes inside for a ball. That's what Mike's talking about.
First 5 games, 3 runs allowed tonight. 5.
2-0. Well, let's take a peek. You see a guy that gives up a lot of home runs? What do you think?
Yeah.
That's his 12th and 13th in 89 innings.
That's really not that bad. If you're averaging around 10 per 100 innings.
Sanchez out of play. It's 2-2. Hit up the middle. Amarista. Side retired. Damage done. Crawford, 3 quick RBIs to give him 58. And home run number 13 is bye-bye, baby. 5-0 Giants.
Giants. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Well, log on to csnbayarea.com as insider Alex Pavlovich provides wire-to-wire reporting of the Giants' 2015 season. You get breaking news, video, special features, and much, much more only on csnbayarea.com.
Alex is here. Talk to Alex, he'll basically tell you he only actually comes to the big games. Top of the order. This is Solarte, who takes high. 2 balls and no strikes. Yangervis, Solarte. And that is about as wild a 2-0 pitch as you're ever going to see Heston throw.
Every once in a while, he'll come across his body, gets a little sling in his delivery, and he'll lose command of that fastball.
Right back into the strike zone. Only the big games for Alex. Is that Liam Conley?
It is.
Hit fouled on the right field line and out of play. Liam with our PR department. Alex, of course, does such a great job here at Comcast. And there's Megan. Megan on the far left. Megan's this year, she's 8-3 on the road. Blanco puts it away. She's not keeping track, however.
No, she's not. Well, we are. Here's Megan Nelson on the left. One of the real strengths of the Giants organization is their PR department.
Oh, it's terrific. Matt Chisholm is on assignment.
Maria Jacinto
on assignment. Erwin Agaris in our PR department is doing Spanish radio alone here in San Diego. Tito said, "No, Erwin, you're good. You can do it by yourself." There's a pitch wide, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Emma Crinzen, one of our interns, part of the PR department.
Yep.
Alex Fischler will do a great job. There's Irwin on the left.
Cut Irwin's hands off and he couldn't broadcast.
If you took this hard ball out of my hand, I couldn't either.
We're focusing on Irwin right now. Irwin, sit on those hands.
Can't throw stones. Joy to be around. We just wish that Tito was here.
Yeah, I agree.
You get Tito Fuentes on the road trips. Our partners, John Miller on the left, David Fleming on the right. Lee Jones, our engineer, radio side just above them.
Panik from the lip of the grass is going to throw out Amarista. We have to take advantage of Dave being around. Pretty soon he starts doing a Little League World Series and college football, and all of a sudden,
I know,
we're not going to see a whole lot of it.
There's a lot of assignments coming up. Chris Heston has not been in the stretch tonight.
Here's Kemp. Heston caught Kemp looking to end the first inning. Bounces this one foul. Last night we talked about where he went on his home run into right center field.
That really was his signature swing of the bat. He was in his heyday with the Dodgers, and he was an MVP candidate every year. I mean, he'd take that ball out to right center off right-handers. It had a little sink working its way back into him. He went to right field as good as any right-hander.
He did. Look out. Maybe in the chest, I hope.
Or the hand. At any rate, he had nowhere to go. This is a heat seeker. Trying to jam him. Right. May have caught him on the wrist on the right hand.
Hey, it ain't easy being a hitter sometimes.
May have caught some of the batting. Comes up and hits him in the cheek.
So the hitter will be Jerko. Jerko struck out in the second inning.
That got him in about 3 spots.
Yeah, it did.
Left forearm, right hand, right cheek.
Popped up. And that's going to end the inning. No runs. A hit batter. 5th inning coming up.
Gyllenhaal. In theaters everywhere Friday.
5-0 Giants. We're going to the top of the 5th inning. And leading it off for the Giants is Chris Heston. Not a bad idea to take a pitch, but fearless up there hacking. And a quick strike one from Despaigne.
Heston, Pagan, and Panic. Heston hit a line drive to Amarista in the 3rd inning. One and two. Got him.
Well, join Hall of Famer Willie McCovey and other Giant celebrities for a day in the course at the annual Willie McCovey Golf Classic presented by EMC. It's Wednesday, August 26th at Harding Park. And foursomes and individual spots are still available. Proceeds from the event benefit the Giants Community Fund, which Willie is very passionate about. If you're interested, go to jrgiants.org for more info.
Here's Pagan. Pagan is singled and he's bounced out to second. There's a Juan Marichal fan. I think we're all Marichal fans.
Yep. His legend will never be forgotten. That's for sure.
Were you on the? I think you were when you had a cruise maybe 10 years ago. When Marichal was on the cruise, Felipe Alou was on the cruise.
Yeah.
It was fabulous.
Definitely one of the most elegant athletes that I've ever met.
Pagan with a mighty rip, and it's a ball and a strike.
He articulates in 2 languages. He's just a great people person, great ambassador for the game of baseball. I mean, he has been an ambassador for the Dominican Republic for all sports.
Big curveball. 1 and 2. Years ago when we played, you saw a lot of the big curveballs. You didn't see many changeups. Hit on the ground to Amarista, who charges. He's going to throw. Pagan hustling down the line is just thrown out. And the curveball, does he throw it hard? Does he throw it soft? And it was really part of most pitchers' repertoire.
Plus, it's fun to throw.
Yeah, you used to throw it, and you had a big one.
I don't know anybody except Dale Murphy that ever hit it. The only problem with Dale Murphy is he hit it about 600 feet.
He was lucky. I mean, he was only lucky like 5 times.
He was hard on me. A great player. I think he should be a Hall of Famer too.
Well, we all have our own guys that we think should be in the Hall of Fame because of how we did against them. Tap foul.
We want to give our condolences to the family of Tony Flyers, who was the head chef at Momo's, and a great Giants fan who passed away. So, Flyers family know that we, the Giants family, are thinking about you. And we will miss Tony.
Panic has hit the ball hard twice, and he's 0 for 2. Tight. One more game on this road trip, and then the A's on Friday night. There's the Duffman. And the walk. Second walk issue by Despaigne.
And Duff man gets the hit. He has had great swings. And when you say a guy has had great balance in his swings against a guy like Despaigne, who has 9 different speeds he can throw at you, you know he's seeing them well.
Joe Panik, he's stolen 3 bases in this season. He's been thrown out twice. Guys are not a base stealing team. On the ground into the hole, but fell in the inning. So Amarista all over the place tonight. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Alonso's going to lead things off. 5-0 Giants. Lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it'll be Yonder Alonso, Derek Norris, and Will Venable. Crawford on the first pitch. What do you got, Mikey?
Well, time for our Togo's big play the Togo's way. Last night, Brandon Crawford gets Matt Kemp at first base for the last out of the 6th inning, and watch how he does it. Cuts it off, momentum going to the bag at first, sees a slide opening, throws an absolute strike and a great tag put on by Belton, and that ends the threat, and Kemp sent packing. That is our Togo's big play the Togo's way.
So here's Norris. Norris bounced out to Joe Panik in the 2nd inning. And he takes a strike.
There's so much of baseball is taught as a defensive player to anticipate what you're going to do with the ball in any given situation before you get the ball.
Yeah.
But then there are certain plays that are total ad-libs. And that's what that play was last night with Brandon Crawford, who took the cutoff, as you're taught, but his momentum's going to the bag, and that play unfolded right in front of him. Saw an opening and bang, shot him down and got it out. And that's just nice instinct. Too much prime tar on that one.
So it's 1-2. Foul back.
Cut fastball. Think about how how he got the first 2 strikes in this at bat. It was sinkers. That movement coming into Norris. Then the next 2 pitches, an 0-2 cutter that really was way off the plate, but it was movement going away from him, and then he backs it up and throws it again. 4 pitches, 4 fastballs, but 2 different fastballs because of the grip. And he still hasn't shown him an off-speed pitch.
That's down and away, 2-2.
He shook off a curveball and a slider request from Hector Sanchez to get to that sinker.
Oh, 2 to 3-2.
Not happy. Pretty easy takes for Norris. An 0-2 count, pretty easy take there with a big wide cutter. Here the 2-2 cutter down wide in the dirt.
Tapped. Crawford on one big hop. 2 outs, and here's Venable.
You're a sinker ball. It's such a great existence. Because when you get backed into a get-it-in situation, you have to throw the fastball. There's always a great chance if you keep the thing down, you're going to get a hit into the ground. And with a good defense behind you, you can get an out.
Well, Venable struck out in the 3rd inning. And a breaking ball down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Strike. So Heston now in front 1-2. One base runner in the game, and that's Kemp, who is hit by a pitch. If you remember, Heston, when he threw the no-hitter in New York, he hit 3 people.
Well, that last pitch is hard to explain unless it just slipped off his hand. So here he is going back to the rosin bag. Chalk up again. But that just not a bad thing every once in a while. Do that just for the folks behind home plate. Loosens them up.
Got him. And that'll end the inning. Heston dealing 5-0. Giants.
That's a rough bat.
Strongest fan photo to hashtag CSNBA data. Strong fan. And you might just see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Sonia, here she is, having fun in the bleachers at AT&T Park. It's got to be after the game's over with. It's right about when the Seagulls have taken over. Or maybe way before the game starts.
I like the Seagull call.
Pence is 1 for 2. Here it's 1 ball.
Look, that really does define a Giants fan. You're a Giants fan. If you're sitting out the bleachers, not a bad idea to bring your umbrella, even on a sunny day.
Or even on a cloudy night game.
Even on a cloudy night game. Or a clear night game. The Seagulls will definitely make their presence felt. Del Thayer warming up in the Padres bullpen. Sidearm delivery.
Belt. And then Crawford. Line shot. Knocked down by Jerko, and Pence is going to be aboard. This is his home run in the second inning. He got it pretty good.
This is a 2-strike count, hanging curveball. That's a big boy home run. It's hit 434 feet. He got all of it.
Pat Murphy's coming out. So the night is over for Despaigne. Giants haven't done this too many times to this Padre right-hander. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up in brake experts. We'll be back. An app for live baseball. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. See the score, it's 5-0.
New pitcher now for the Padres will be the right-hander Dale Thayer. 32nd game that he's come into. 2-2 with a 3.34 ERA. With Thayer, you're going to see a low 90s fastball, slider, and a changeup.
So here's Belt. Belt fouls it out of play. Crawford on deck. Giants with 2 home runs in this game. Pence a solo home run. Crawford a 3-run home run. Giants are waiting for this guy, the guy that just hit the foul ball out of play, to get hot.
Yeah, Padres just pumping fastballs right at the belt out of the plate. Belt, the type of hitter that when he locks in, he gets so hot he can carry a club. But he will run cold.
Look out. 1 and 2. And Belt out swinging.
And the count, hard slider down below the strike zone and gets him a chase.
So here's Crawford, who's off to a good start tonight.
Straight down biter. Good pitch.
And the fastball is high. 1 ball and no strike. Giants trying to win game 4 on this road trip. They're 3-1. Crawford takes outside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. It's been a hard park for the Giants to do much in over the last couple of years. And that's really a shame because of all the people that have come down to watch him. Base hit, right field. And with Pence's speed, he's going to get to third easily.
Stay hot. Brandon Crawford. Boy, is he having a career year.
Pence is one of the most fun guys to watch going first to third. Because he can scoot.
And, you know, you really can't describe how big the guy is. When you get that, he's enormous. He's got that combination of size and speed. And he really has filled out that jersey since he's become a champion. He's always a big guy, but his chest has really gotten deeper. Pence is listed at 6'4", 218, but I mean, he left 218 in the dust. He's more like 230, and there ain't an ounce of fat on him. I don't know how it happened, but the NFL did not get him.
They didn't, and plus it's from Texas. And now Crawford's going to take off. A wild pitch, a good read by Crawford.
And the only way you can do that as a runner is after you get your secondary lead, you watch the fly of the ball, you anticipate. And watch Crawford at first base. And there's no hesitation. That's because he's anticipating. I mean, that's quick. And then you just take it standing up. Even when that ball doesn't kick that far away from the catcher, and that takes away the force. And in a one-out situation, that's an important 90 feet.
So Blanco's going to get the big boy treatment here. And if you're Hector Sanchez, you get an opportunity right now to make an impression. Hector Sanchez has bounced out twice. Bases are loaded with one out. So we're going to foul back.
Cut fastball. For Sanchez, I mean, it's a fly ball situation. What you're thinking? Ball deep enough. You don't have to get too deep. Even with the great arms the Padres have in their outfield, with Pence's speed at third base, you don't have to go beyond medium depth with the fly ball.
High drive, right field. It is out of here. And Thayer just threw his gum at Hector Sanchez. Plate umpire Chad Fairchild just said something to Thayer. (9-0).
Pretty good sac fly right there when you can hit it 415 feet and knock in 4. Watch there. Throws gum at him.
Here's Heston. Sanchez's second career grand slam.
I mean, you're looking for a way to impress, and he just did. Let's take a look. Down and in. That flick may have been what tipped off Thayer. I didn't think it was excessive, but
hey, you give your grand slam, just about anything's going to tick you off. So Heston fouls it back.
Take a look at the no stride, just drop the bat head down and in from Hector Sanchez. First home run of the season, and it was a big boy.
Heston grounds this one to Solarte.
And this was hit the way my partner likes to have him hit. High and majestic. And we got both cheeks into that home run call, partner.
Easy now.
Talk about lighting up a bench.
Let's pick on the little guy. Here's Pagan. Pagan takes a strike. Nine runs on 9 hits for the Giants. Joe Panik is on deck.
Ramirez or Hensley Felix going to take your play.
This is popped out of play.
Hensley's and Hanley's mixed up.
Oh, look, this is a ticked off pitcher right here.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Right out of the corner of Sanchez's eye, he noticed something was going on behind him. Really not the time to make issue out of this. Not when you're leading 9-0.
No.
2-2 to Pagan. 3-2. 3 for down.
Watch the gum go right past his chest. I mean,
well, look, he's trying to pitch him inside, I guess, right?
Yeah, I think that's what he was trying to do with the fastball he hit out of the ballpark.
High to right field, but this one's in the park, and that's going to end the inning. So Sanchez with the grand slam. It's bye-bye baby. And it's kind of funny. It's 9-0.
He just got that gum broken in.
By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Giants with a 9-0 lead. 3 home runs hit by the Giants in this game. As here's Upton, who bounces this one foul with Middlebrooks on deck.
Look at him.
Upton bounced out to Duffy in the 3rd inning. Did that get Pam?
It is. It's Pam Bear in the orange shirt with Larry Bear. Bob Dean to Larry's left.
I'm going to say Upton went around. Well, it's part of Larry's job in life is to protect Pam, so I'm blaming Larry.
I think she's saying the same thing.
Yeah. Actually, that's not Mike and I saying that at all. It's Dave Fleming that suggested that.
Dave Gresher, Giants head trainer, coming over and checking out, see if she's fine.
Yeah, I'm good.
Gamer. Got 4 kids, not a problem.
Yeah. I know. Did you read her lips? She said, well, Larry, you'd be in the hospital. I'm fine. Little pop-up into center field, and that's going to be the first hit of the game. So up in singles. At this point, look, Esslin could care less. Well, no, I'm sure he's over it by now.
Well, and, you know, you make a good pitch. It's the pitch you're supposed to make to Upton. You're supposed to pitch him up and in. And he does this, well, you don't feel that bad. If you'd have hung something, you'd have felt worse. A little delay in the game as the bat head went into the back screen and it stuck there.
Well, just leave it there. It's going to come down and spear the guy that's underneath it. If you're standing at first, the longer it's there, the more embarrassed you are if you're the hitter.
Well, here we go. I'm impressed.
Oh. So part of the grounds crew here in San Diego, they got Navy SEALs that work for them.
Yeah, they're undercover. He used to expose himself.
So here's Middlebrooks. And strike. Out of the stretch for the second time.
One strikeout, wild pitch, and a home run.
Giants played Middlebrooks pretty straight up.
Look out. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
That guy's really playing the pole. Panicked the second baseman. All right, let's watch him go up the screen. Not a problem. Got a nice round of applause, and he earned it.
Yeah, that's where it almost was a disaster. The landing gear got hooked, but he survived.
Check for a child. Play umpire. So Hector Sanchez is going to come out and give Fairchild a bit of a breather. Got it right in the middle of that chest protector. I always thought that catchers that hit grand slams in the game, they gave the greatest pep talks when they came out after they hit the ball in the ballpark. They become motivational speakers, friendly to everybody.
Her ball hit on the ground, foul. Heston with 79 pitches. And another breaking ball and another foul ball.
It's a hanger. Hey, Spicoli.
It is. At least he was on the scoreboard.
It's a great movie.
Got him.
Stayed with the breaking ball and gets the strikeout.
Persistent. 6 strikeouts. So here's Solarte. Solarte lined out to right and then hit a fly ball to left, and this is bounced to Panic. Panic to Crawford. Crawford to Belt, and over. 7th inning coming up. It'll be Panic to lead things off. Heston started and is still in the ball game, and he's pitching great. Despaigne left after going 5 innings, 6 earned runs. He threw 83 pitches. Heston right now is at 82. And 3 home runs hit in this game for the Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
New pitcher now for the Padres will be Kevin Quackenbush. 26th time that he has come in. 22 strikeouts against 10 walks and 27 in the third. A tall guy, 6'4", 220-pounder with a high 3/4 short arm release, and he really gets a nice tilt on the break of his curveball. He's a fastball, low 90s with that big curveball, and he's also got a split. The curveball is his best specialty pitch. It's a good one.
Strike to Panic. And that pitch is outside for a ball. 35,596 here tonight. Panic takes low.
Well, that's the curveball we're talking about. I mean, it's an acute break. Type of breaking ball that's effective both the lefties and righties because of the break. Just roll a ball off the table. And that's how his curveball drops.
Panic on the 3-1 pitch. Just out of play.
Giants fans, a lot of gloves down there.
Our biggest contingent of Giants fans always seems to be down that left field line. Line drive. However, Upton, who's pretty good out there, puts it away. And that'll bring up Duffy.
Now he plays a shallow set in center field, but I think he goes back on the ball as good as anybody in the National League.
I agree.
I mean, you look at the way he plays some of these guys with power, and you're going, man, he's in close. Not a problem.
So here's Duffy. Duffy doubled in the 4th. He's 1 for 3. This is the 7th. Not implying that Bruce Bochy is totally relaxed right now, but he doesn't get to be relaxed for too many Giants ball games. Especially here. Always tight games here.
Always. I mean, this is so out of the norm to have the Giants score 9 runs. That's usually what they get in a weekend in a 4-game series.
Foul past Billy Hayes. We're always happy when one of the little guys get it or one of the little gals get it.
Psyched.
Duffy again shoots one out of play. All right, the old man's going to check it out, and Junior says, "You know what? I don't trust you, Dad." And his brother or his neighbor or friend is going, up with that. On the ground to short. Amarista. Just got him. 2 outs.
That's all right, Joe. One thing about Dad, he's got going for him is when he's driving home, Junior's in the back and he falls asleep. That's when he gets to see the ball.
The only time we really waited for the kids to fall asleep was Halloween night.
Like 4 in the morning.
And then get into their candy. That's one of the all-time Jimmy Kimmel skits where parents tell the kids that they ate all their candy. Doesn't sometimes make those kids look too good, to be honest. Pence is 2 for 3.
It's funny because there's a lot of truth to it.
Oh. Pence strikes out swinging. That's going to end the inning. So the Giants go down in order. Bottom of the 7th coming up. And Amarista is going to lead things off. We do have a change or two. I will tell you that when we get a minute. It is Amarista, who's bounced out twice. Steps up. And he takes wide. 2 balls and no strikes. There's Maxwell in the left. Pagan out of the game. So Blanco now in center field. Kemp on deck. Three and one. Houston had a no-hitter until Upton broke his bat and flipped one into center field to lead off the 6th. Here it's now 3 and 2. Tapped foul. Matt Cain tomorrow. Day game, and then the Giants will be home tomorrow night. Ball again. Well, this one holds up. The rubber match tomorrow to see who wins the series. And the walk. Kemp in the 4th inning got hit by a pitch. Just ran up and in on Kemp.
Into the left forearm, right hand, and it came back and grazed his cheek. And that was the first base runner after Heston had retired 15 in a row. Now for the 2nd inning in a row, the Padres get the leadoff hitter on against Heston. Infield playing the pull.
And a strike, and it's 0-1. Jerko to follow. Overshift now is on. Panic to the left of second base. No swing to even the count. At a ball and a strike.
Sam Holbrook, first base umpire, making that call.
Sam will be behind the dish tomorrow.
Behind the dish. Matt Cain, James Shields. That'll be a lot of strikes in that ball game. Those two pitchers.
One and two.
Fastball challenge. You get hit by a pitch. You have power as a hitter in this league. Your next at bat, you're trying to do one of two things: either hit one in the 4th deck or hit one off the forehead of the guy that hit you.
Two and two. Haven't seen that big slow curveball yet to Kemp. High and foul. And another fastball.
I mean, this is an at bat that's very personal between these two guys. It's the price you pay when you hit a hitter, especially a guy with pop. Kemp is into it. Heston pounding the strike zone with Sink, and he's trying to get that ground ball to get that double play. And you're right, he is not throwing that breaking ball.
Well, it's 3 and 2. And Kemp just got a piece. Pitch number 98 coming up for Heston. And it's hit well into right center field, but Pence is there. And Pence will make the catch. So Kemp gave it a pretty good ride. And here's Jerko. Jerko is struck out and popped out. Jerko's a guy who likes to swing the bat, and there's an appeal, no swing. He has 4 home runs, 17 driven in.
Pitch number 100 coming up right now. There's a little activity now in the Giants bullpen because of the pitch count hitting the magic century mark. That usually gets bullpens stretching out, moving around a bit.
That foul. 1-2. Texas shut out the Rockies 9-0 tonight. There's Bruce Bochy. He gets to sleep in his own bed the last couple of nights. Although he does have a place, obviously, in San Francisco. There's a breaking ball down low. But he has lived here a long time. And very well loved yet in this town.
He did a great job here with the Padres as their manager. Took him to the World Series.
Back-to-back hitters now, 3-2. And Dave Righetti wants to know how's it going down in that bullpen.
Josh Osich.
Duffy. Panic. Get out of the way. Double play. Well, Weston can throw double play balls. Second one the Giants have turned. It's 9-0. At noon, and then we'll have the game for you right at 12:30 right here in Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Matt Cain against Big Game James, and that'll wrap up this series. Giants will be at home Friday night against the A's. Giants are leading 9-0. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Sean Kelly, the new pitcher now for San Diego. This is what he has done in 29 games, 1-2 with a 3.38 ERA. Control specialist, you can see that by the walk total, just 7 in 32 innings with 36 strikeouts against it. Low 90s fastball. He throws a lot of cutters. He's got a slider and a changeup.
So we do have multiple changes, and we'll get those for you. Besides Sean Kelly, here's Belt. Belt takes high. Belt tonight has been on base twice, a single and a walk. He scored both times. He drives one to center field. Upton now with room, and on the track, he'll put it away. Amarista moves from short to left. Venable will move from left to right. And Clint Barmas comes in to play short.
How unique is Alexi Amarista? How many guys can play shortstop at center field?
I bet he's a third string catcher too.
Yeah. Corner outfield, not a problem. Left field.
Crawford's had a big night. He's 3 for 3. An all-star, Brandon Crawford.
That looks good on a resume, doesn't it?
Yep. He's creeping up on 60 runs batted in. This is his home run. Check out the breaking ball that Espana threw. I'm in there.
0-2 count. Curveball really gave Despaigne troubles tonight. Giants all over it.
Got him. Brewers will be in town Monday and Tuesday. Both are night games. Wednesday day games. So catch day baseball on the 29th. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets. Here's Blanco. Blanco's 0 for 2. Blanco's walked intentionally before Sanchez hit the grand slam. So Kelly right now throwing strikes.
Kelly came up to the big leagues with Seattle, then he went to the Yankees for a couple of years. So this is his first tour of the National League.
Nice play by Alonso, and that's going to end the inning. So bottom of the 8th is coming up. Post game live, highlights, reaction, analysis. It's all coming up after the game. So Brett Wallace is going to pinch hit. Wallace, big, strong left-handed hitter. Crawford's going to move to the right of second base. And Heston's going to just throw strikes, and it's 0-1.
Well, you can do that with a 9-0 lead.
Heston said, I don't like this one. It's too fat. Now, where do I throw it? All right, I'll throw it over here.
Wallace born in Marin. Went to Justin Siena High School. Into ASU. He's got a quick stroke. This is Wallace's 3rd year at the big league level. Spent a lot of time in Houston.
And that's pulled foul.
Wallace was a 1st-round pick by the Cardinals back in 2008. 13th player taken overall.
Well, what it's called is left-handed power coming off the bench. A 1 and 2.
Well, it's been around a while, you know. It's not going to get surprised by a lot of bullpens around the league. That type of a hitter coming off your bench is invaluable, especially late in the year.
Dosich. Two and 2.
And there's a pitch count that they're going to let him get to, and then that's it. The way this inning is setting up with the right hand hitting Norris on deck, they may let him pitch another hitter, and then with Venable, the left hander, maybe when they bring in Osich.
And Wallace just stays alive.
Changeup, good one. Hasn't thrown that pitch tonight as much as he did in the previous couple of starts. But the way his sink has been tonight on the fastball, he really hasn't had to. He has ridden that sinker hard tonight.
Crawford is going to throw him out. Earlier in the year, remember Angel Pagan had a piece of gum and he decided to flip it, and he flipped it and it just happened to hit Norris, and Norris took exception to it, and now the warnings, and Pagan said, look, I didn't really try to throw it at you, and then he hit a triple and got into 3rd and was very excited about it. Kimberly liked it. And that's how the season started, for crying out loud. It was like, what, game 4 of the season.
Yeah. Come to play. That was pretty entertaining, I have to admit.
The downside to that was the Giants had Pagan at 3rd with nobody out. They didn't score. Two and 0.
Well, that is a downside, but you can't take away from the moment.
It was game 1 of the series. They won in 12 innings. So here comes Bruce Bochy. So that's it for Heston. And it's going to be a double switch. And Crawford's going to get the rest of the night off as Adrianza comes in. So with all these Giants fans here, Heston should get a really nice ovation.
Well, he's earned it. Really gave the bullpen a nice rest tonight, eating up 7 1/3. One hit allowed.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. Osich is going to come in.
Josh Osich, take a look at what he has done in 8 games. He's been very good. 1-0 with no ERA yet. He's allowed 1 hit, just 4 base runners in 6 innings. How's he doing? He's got a fastball that goes mid to high 90s. He's got a natural cut to it. And then he'll throw a cutter, and he'll enhance the cut right around 90, 91 miles per hour, and he has a changeup. So 3 pitches.
So here's Venable. William has struck out twice. And he goes around, and that makes it a ball and a strike. 95 from Osich. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
And that's the cutter. Osich, a big guy, 6'2", 230, barrel chested. There's the line for Chris Heston tonight. 1 hit allowed. A couple walks, a hit batsman, just 4 base runners. He was spectacular. Osich out of Oregon State University. From Boise, Idaho. There's the sign of the Giants 2012, went right to A-ball. And then he started having some problems with health. Elbow, shoulder. He even thought about quitting the game.
Well to left. Maxwell into the corner, and Maxwell can't get to it, and it's a foul ball. So Will Venable put a little something behind that, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Foul by about a stride.
Sure, he thought he should have had that.
I agree with you. I think he's surprised he didn't get it.
So it's 2-2. Got him. 2 outs.
That's a hat trick for Venable. That last fastball, certainly not something he was looking for. It was right at him at the knees with 95. And Chad Fairchild says that looks pretty good from here. And Chris Heston liking that enough to slap the leg a couple times.
Here's Upton, who has the only hit in the game. His bat ended up sticking to the backstop on his base hit. Norris is going to go. Adrianza, just into the game, is going to throw him out, and that'll end the inning. No runs, a walk, 1 left. 9th inning coming up.
was that man tonight. He was dominant with a sinker. He mixed breaking balls in. A good snapper. 6 strikeouts, and when he needed a double play, he got it. 1 hit allowed, 7 1/3 strong, 6 strikeouts. He is our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
So Sanchez gets moved back off the plate. Let's see if there's any intentions by Mr. Kelly to move him back off the plate again. Hit a grand slam in the 6th inning. And there's a breaking ball for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Adrianza on deck. This was the grand slam by Sanchez. Who just joined us there. Threw his gum at him.
I didn't think that was anything out of the ordinary. We see it pretty much around the league a whole lot worse every night, but El Thayer did not like it. Threw his gum at him.
I always think it's in the eyes of the team that just got bit.
No.
They're going to be overly sensitive.
No,
We've done it.
Yeah.
Hit on the ground to Wallace, who's in at first. 1 out. This was the swing.
We got words right now. There's the gum throw, and we got a little something going on right now. Gibson, crew chief, and all the umpires.
Well, the Padres pitcher is the one that is the issue right now. And it's best that that gets handled. Best to get Sanchez in the dugout, and they have, or close to it. Just get in the dugout. Too much at stake.
Now, this is not the time of year to get into a fight, go a week on the suspended list.
Look, if Kelly wanted to hit Sanchez, he had a shot to do it. So if Sanchez walked by Kelly and Kelly said something to him, that's fine. But if you wanted to do something about it, do it.
So everybody huffed and puffed, and go back to the dugout, get new gum.
So he's barking at Sanchez here. And Sanchez is like, well, yeah, that's fine. You had your shot.
And then here we go. The bad part is if you're out in the bullpen. Both bullpens are out behind the center field wall. That's a long way to come in. I don't think anybody thought this was going to evolve into a full-blown melee. But hey, if your team goes out, you better show up.
Yeah. Remember, it's only in the eyes of the team that's getting their tail kicked. And I said it before, we've done it. So here's Adrianza. All of it is just, it's basically for show. Adrianza batting for the first time.
They just will. But hey, for Hector, I mean, he gets a start, hits a home run, gets into a little bit of a fracas.
It's a good night.
He's having fun.
So Adrianza doesn't know it yet, but he's gone.
Well, I'm not sure he really swung it this way.
Yeah, this is.
I think the umpires.
Adrianza's giving him the stink eye.
It's time to hit the spread.
So here's Maxwell. Maxwell batting for the first time. No balls and 2 strikes.
Easy, Hector. Don't get hurt.
And Maxwell strikes out, and that'll end the inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Giants are leading 9-0.
Live. You'll see that right here in Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. They'll go into the Giants clubhouse for reaction. Alex Pavlovich will give you his post-game notes. And, oh, by the way, the Quakes took on Manchester United. You'll get that story. All that and more on the Hyundai Sportsnet Central right after post-game live.
9-0. Osich to face Barmas. And a strike to Barmas, who came in on a double switch. Barmas hitting .284. Fouls it back, 0-2. Tune in to the Murph and Mac Morning Show tomorrow morning on KNBR. Mike will talk about the game with the fellas on KNBR 680, the sports leader.
Yeah, a lot of good things to talk about from this one.
Down the left left field line. Maxwell again in the corner, but this one's foul. So it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Saw Sean Kelly sitting on the Padres bench. Hey, you play this game long enough, you're going to have an attitude just about against everybody you play against. It just happens.
One and 2. Solarte and then Amarista. Tap to third, but it's foul. Dodgers lost tonight. Atlanta beat him again 4-3. In the dirt. Two and 2 to Clint Varmus. And now 3 and 2.
Game stays the way it is, then Chris Heston would be the winner. That would be his 10th win of the season. And last time a Giants rookie pitcher won 10 games in a season was Matt Cain. He won 13 in 2006. That'll put a smile on your face. It was impressive tonight.
Tough play for Duffy, and it just fine. So it'll be an error on Duffy. And that'll bring up Solarte.
That had "Eat Me Up" written all over it. About this infield here, you don't get many complaints from infielders about the San Diego infield. They like it.
One ball and no strikes. Solarte tonight is 0 for 3. Hit into a double play in the 6th. Two and 0. Bruce Bochy does not want to get someone up in the bullpen.
No, and he doesn't want to see Osich throw a lot of pitches either. So strikes are very important right now to Josh Osich.
Foul.
I like that. Hey, nice pick by our ball babe, Jackie. Jackie picking out a Giants fan. A bit.
Base hit. Bit of a jam shot, but nevertheless, first 2 runners are aboard here in the 9th. Amarista is 0 for 2. That's just the second hit of the game. One ball and no strikes. Hedges is on deck. Austin Hedges. That's the pitcher spot. Duffy will go over to the seat right in the middle of the section where there are Giants fans. Okay, now you can grab some time.
It's Brad Pitt. Let's catch Brad. Hit a bit. He's a player.
They're 1-2. Miami shut out the Diamondbacks tonight, 3-0.
We saw shutouts tonight in Coors Field and now in Arizona. I mean, those are live yards. You don't see many shutouts in those ballparks.
Into left center field, and it's going to fall. Bases are going to be loaded with nobody out. And the hitter is going to be Hedges.
So Dave Righetti going to come out and try and calm down his young left-hander. It's a meeting on the mound brought to you by Ring Central, a leader in team communications. There is no activity yet in the Giants' pen, and that may be the message right here. Josh Osich just gave up his third hit in the big leagues, and he has no ERA, but he's flirting with one right now.
Hedges is 8 for 52. He's hitting 154. Strickland now starting to get loose.
You go. Start firing.
A red alert job right here.
Yeah, it is. Scott Garrelts was a hard throwing pitcher with the Giants. He was a really pitcher starter, really had a good arm. And when he was closing for us, I was asking him. He had made the transition from starter to the bullpen. I asked him what the difference was warming up as a starter. Now you're a reliever. He said, easy. When I'm a reliever, I just get the ball and I start throwing it as hard as I can. There's no easing into it. It's just get it and start cranking. And that's kind of how Hunter Strickland is going about his business down in the Giants bullpen right now.
Two and 1 to Hedges. So he's going to get a run in. Is coming in to score is Barmes, who had reached on the air, and the Padres are on the board. In some instances, people would call that a rally killer.
Hedges up there. I mean, it's an RBI bat, a sac fly, but when you're down by 9, you want to get a few knocks. But in the end, though, he is going to get a reward of an RBI.
Here's Jerko. Jerko's 0 for 3. skies one into center field. Blanco is going to put it away. Turco's retired. And that'll bring up Wallace. So here's Wallace. Wallace bounced out in the 8th inning. Bounced out 6-3, and there's a swing and a miss. And I think they got Hector right in the thigh, or close to the thigh, or close to.
Let's take a look. Yeah, that's the unhappy zone. He did a pretty good job of hiding it, though.
No sympathy from the Padre dugout. 0-2. Close. 1-2. So this is about as extended as Osich has gone this year. He pitched number 32.
That's a lot. It's going to be his last hitter no matter what.
That's hit into the gap. Nobody's going to get there. Solarte's going to score. And Marista's right behind him. So Wallace has got a double. And it's 9-3, and here comes Bruce Bochy. Norris is coming up. So we got a new pitcher coming in. Osich departs. 9-3 Giants. Outs. And here's Hunter Strickland.
24th time he's come into a ball game, 0-1 with a 1.99 ERA. Strikeout walk ratio almost at 6-1. 20 hits allowed, just 25 base runners and 22 2/3. How does he do it? In the high 90s with the fastball. He'll sink the fastball, he'll cut the fastball, get a hard slider, and a split.
So here's Norris. Norris is 0 for 2 with a walk. Right by him at 98, 0-1. So right out of bed, a good fastball from Strickland. Maxwell coming in, and that's the ball game. So game 2 in this 3-game series goes to the Giants. And they do it behind a strong performance by that kid.
He was fantastic, and he did everything that Bruce Bochy wanted him to do. I mean, there was some concern as to whether or not he would show some rust with 9 days between starts, but very early on he established sink, rode that sinker hard. The breaking ball was outstanding tonight, spotted up well. He needed a ground ball, he got it. 6 strikeouts on the night, and 9 runs of offense. What a night for the Giants.
So the Giants now go 4-1 on this road trip. A chance to take the series tomorrow. See, the Giants do pick up